from the Fox 10 Gulf Stream. This is Next Weather.
Thanks for joining us here on Next Weather. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith, and here's what we've seen this month. A lot of records got them starred there. We hit 100 or above a number of times, and today we were close. We were at 99 degrees, a new record for this state. Temperatures running 6 to 7 degrees above normal for the month. I'm going to stay that way. Big upper ridge in place most of this week. It's not really going to back off until possibly next week. So we're in it for the long haul with the heat. Here's the predictions with your heat index forecast. And looking at it, yeah, we're going to be on up to around 110 on Friday, 112 Wednesday, and 114 on Saturday. Some of the hottest days of the week are still ahead of us. All right, in the tropics, this is all getting going here, and we've got tropical depression number 9 in the Gulf of Mexico as of the 4 o'clock advisory. Franklin, a tropical storm in the Caribbean Sea. Gert, a tropical depression in the Atlantic. Emily, a remnant low which will not regenerate. And then another feature, a tropical wave coming off of Africa that has a high chance of development. We'll just have to watch that one there. Main eyes right now for us would be tropical depression number 9, which is having some subtle influence on our weather. We've got a little east wind today as a result of the pressure gradient between tropical depression number 9 and a high pressure ridge to the north. And the motion west at 18. This thing is flying towards Texas, and that's where it's going. Looks like it'll be coming ashore either in northern Mexico or southern Texas first thing tomorrow morning as a 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm according to the official forecast. So we may have a tropical storm on our hands soon. Tropical storm Franklin is, as of the 4 o'clock advisory, south of the Dominican Republic, and that's where it's going. It's turning north, and we expect it to head up into the open waters of the Atlantic after it crosses Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And it looks like next week it will be in the Atlantic and not in the Gulf of Mexico. So our main focus is on the heat here locally, while we're also watching the tropics with interest as it is heating up there too with a lot of activity. Tomorrow it's going to be hot from lunchtime through the 5 o'clock hour, even through the 8 o'clock hour tomorrow. Heat index above 105 up to about 110 in places, and we'll call it an even 100 degrees with our forecast temperature for tomorrow after hitting 99 today. 103 Wednesday, 101 Thursday, and 101 Friday. Off the charts heat, possible records every day through the end of the week. We'll look at your long range forecast for the weekend coming up, plus a lot of tropical activity out there. We'll keep up to date on that as well. We'll check in with meteorologist Jennifer Lambers and meteorologist Matt Barentine right after this.
Can I play? Sure, but you need to bring your own truck. That's not a problem.
The Fox 10 Storm Tracker Fleet, taking you live to more places, covering the Gulf Coast like no one else can. Unrivaled experience, unparalleled severe weather coverage.
I think I need a bigger sandbox.
All right, we continue to track the tropics here on Fox 10, and with all that activity starting to get going, we've now tied a record for the number of storms formed in this past weekend. Meteorologist Jennifer Lambers has the details on that, plus a rundown of what we've seen and what's to come in 2023.
We are diving deeper into tropical season here on the Gulf Coast, and now the month of August, things are really beginning to ramp up. And just this past Sunday, we saw 3 named storms form in one day, and really that tied a record. But here's a look at what happened on Sunday, August 20th. Emily formed earlier in the morning at 10 a.m. Later on that afternoon, Franklin formed at 4 p.m. And then right before midnight, Gert formed at 11 p.m. on Sunday, August 20th. So really in the span of 13 hours, 3 new tropical systems. Now again, I had mentioned that this tied a record. Now really the most recent time that we saw this was in the 2020 hurricane season when we had Wilfred, Alpha, and Beta all form on September 18th. But even then there was a previous record that one tied as well, and that was from August 15th on 1893. So we're continuing just to track the tropics here again, things beginning to ramp up, but this is something that we were expecting. Taking a look at the storm frequency, really between 1851 and 2018, we typically see the season begin to ramp up heading into late August, the peak of it in mid-September, still pretty active in October, and then things begin to calm down heading closer towards November. Now let's go ahead and talk about an average season. Now typically we see 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, with 3 of those being major, and we always have some of those season forecasts at the beginning of the year. Now many of those areas that we watch had below average season, right around average, but all of these have continued to stay updated throughout the season. And the NHC, CSU, and TSR have all changed that to give us more of those above average seasons. So here's a look at those updated forecasts. Again, a lot of those calling for above 15 named storms heading into the season ahead of us. A lot of those also calling for even 8 to 9, possibly even 11 hurricanes, with many of those being major, possibly 3, 4, or 2 to 5 from the National Hurricane season. Here's what we've seen so far in 2023. 8 named storms, 1 hurricane, with no major ones just yet, but there's still 101 days left of hurricane season ahead of us. We're going to work hard to keep you updated right here on Fox 10 with all of the latest developments. Make sure you have that Fox 10 weather app downloaded for all the latest updates. Reporting in studio, meteorologist Jennifer Lambers, Fox 10 News.
And the heat wave that never seems to an end continues this week, and it could be the hottest that we've seen so far this summer. Meteorologist Matt Barentine breaks down the records that are likely to fall.
We've made it 3/4 of the way through August, and it has been an absolutely historic month when it comes to the heat wave in Mobile. You can see where all these little asterisks here are on the calendar. Those were the record highs, tied or broken, 5 of them. August average for high temperatures nearly 98 degrees, a normal 91. I mean, it's the hottest month of the year, but we are 7 degrees above that. So amazing numbers here, as high as 101. And then as we look here into Pensacola, believe it or not, even more records tied or broken here at 10 of those, an average of 97.5 degrees for highs. So you got about 6 degrees above average in Pensacola. And we're not done, folks. And as we go through this upcoming week, it's likely to be even hotter, believe it or not. We're going to see numbers several days or all days above 100 degrees most likely. The yellow numbers here are the record highs. I think we go below it on Tuesday, but Wednesday we're going to smash the record high. 103 is the forecast. 105 would be an all-time record. And then you can see likely breaking records as well Thursday through Saturday. So the intense heat will continue, and this record-breaking August will continue breaking records.
We'll look at those numbers as we head towards the weekend in your forecast coming up.
New to the Fox 10 weather app, your 24-hour radar forecast. Be the first to see how precipitation is going to affect your plants across the Gulf Coast. Detailed hour by hour, the 24-hour radar forecast on the Fox 10 weather app. Plus the latest breaking news with the Fox 10 News app.
Got him both.
Stay alert with Fox 10. Prime time is Fox 10 time.
The latest on the night's top stories are first on Fox 10 News at 9.
Wrap up your day, informed and ready for the morning.
Here's that 7-day, and the heat really building as we go through the work week this week. The hottest days Wednesday and then again Saturday, up around 100 degrees every day. A little hotter than that on Wednesday at 103, Thursday at 101. Same thing Friday and back to 103 on Saturday. We could see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms by the second part of the weekend and the early part of next week as that ridge may finally start to break down a little. Looks like a tough forecast for the Gulf Coast this week.